You write, Professor Erica Moiah James, in your piece, we watch as the governments of small island states like our own, tied to multinational agreements, are forced to make decisions that are not in the best interest of the people they serve, while our electrical grid fails and we're made more dependent on fossil fuels rather than renewable energy. Too expensive, they say. For whom, we reply, is cost the only consideration? Explain what you mean. That's a very complicated statement. I tried to pack a lot in there, but in recent months, I think news reports would have told you that the Bahamian electrical grid is failing. And for many, many years, we've wondered, we have a massive amount of sun, we have wind, we have all of these means to produce alternative energy. And we've always wondered, why aren't we taking advantage of alternative energy? We seem perfectly, all of the elements are there, and to be honest, there have been legal blocks to the average Bahamians, to ordinary Bahamians, taking advantage of alternative energy. We have one electrical company that dominates New Providence, the main island, and it was government owned for a very long time. It uses fossil fuels. It is committed to agreements with certain multinational companies, and we're kind of stuck in that relationship, and other legal and governmental roadblocks are put in place, and they're not always laws. Sometimes they're just the difficulties involved with the difficulties of getting permission to do things, or the rules become very ambiguous that you can't go from step 1 to step 10 in order to see something through. So yes, I think multinational in small countries like ours, I think we come to realize very early that multinational companies have become more powerful than small nation states. They are, and part of their power lies in the fact that they operate in multiple countries, while we are consumed by, or asked to focus on xenophobia and antagonism across each other. What global warming tells us is that these ideas of nationhood and things like that, that's one way to see us. But in a sense, we need to learn to understand that we are part of a global ecosystem, and what one person does in one country really impacts the lives of others. The Caribbean, the Bahamas, we're small, but when the United States sneezes, we catch a cold. When something happens elsewhere, we're the ones that, in a sense, catch the wind, so to speak. And I think Dorian can also be seen as a metaphor for the ways in which small nations like the Bahamas are impacted by global concern.